Are you a first-time homebuyer or hoping to be here in the province of BC? Well, pay attention because the BC government just released some big policy changes to their first-time homebuyers plan that is going to save you thousands of dollars. My name is Jonathan Lerner with the Vancouver Life Real Estate Group, and our team here, we help our clients buy and sell in the Greater Vancouver area, and I absolutely love working with first-time homebuyers because the whole process is new, it can be overwhelming, and I love being able to guide you through that process and help you make it as smooth as possible. And so if you have any questions about that process, or you're just getting started in the journey and you need some help and you need some guidance, please go right down below this video in the description there and give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, or schedule a Zoom call with me. And I love to be able to have that chat with you, find out what your goals are, and help guide you through that process. All right, let's dive into what this big announcement is. What the BC provincial government has announced in their 2024 budget is they are making changes to their property transfer tax exemptions and the amounts that people are going to be paying, particularly for first-time homebuyers. So what does that mean? What is the property transfer tax? Well, when you buy a property, the transfer of it from one owner to another, the government taxes you on that. And it is a decent amount. Can be a very prohibitive amount because this property transfer tax needs to be paid in cash and it cannot be added into your mortgage. So whatever you have for your down payment, you need to have extra cash outside of that for your property transfer tax payment that you're gonna pay. And that's typically the biggest expense outside of the home itself that you need to have money in cash set aside for. And previously, the property transfer tax exemptions were that if you bought a home under $500,000, you wouldn't have to pay any property transfer tax. And then there was a sliding scale of how much you would pay between $500,000 and $525,000, which here in the Greater Vancouver area, $525,000 really doesn't buy you much, if really anything at all. And so what they've done is they've increased that limit of where that threshold is of when property transfer tax is going to kick in. Basically, they've increased it from $500,000 up to $835,000 with a sliding scale between $835,000 and $860,000. Now, you still get taxed on the amount under $835,000, but it's a very different calculation to that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break that down of how that works. And this is also, there's been changes to the exemption for pre-sale as well. So I'm gonna touch on that right after I go through the calculation of resale, which is a typical home that you'll find online that someone's owned it, someone's lived there already, and you're buying it. So I'm gonna run through that first and then into pre-sale. Pre-sale, property tax transfer. So essentially what happens is that with this new threshold at $835,000, the first $500,000, you are not paying any tax on whatsoever. You're being taxed on the difference above $500,000, but below $835,000. And here's how property transfer tax works. The first $200,000, you are charged 1% on. The amount from $200,000 up to $2 million, you are charged 2% on. What they're saying with this new rule for first-time home buyers is that the first $500,000 is free. You don't pay anything. You're gonna pay on the difference above that up to $835,000. So you get 1% on the first $200,000, the same calculation. But if you bought a property that was an $800,000 purchase price, for example, take a look at this slide. It'll help give you a little bit more visual for it. $800,000 purchase price. You're being charged tax on the amount above $500,000. So 800 minus 500 is $300,000. That's the amount that you're gonna be taxed on. The first $200,000 is taxed at a rate of 1%. So that's $200,000 times 1% is $2,000. The remaining amount left, because the purchase price was $800,000 and the difference above 500 was 300, the remaining $100,000 is going to be taxed at a 2% rate. So that's another $2,000. So that you pay $4,000 total for your property transfer tax for purchase price up to $800,000. By moving this threshold, by not paying anything below $500,000, is saving you $8,000 right off the bat. And so that is a big win. And you can actually get into some 2-bedroom condos throughout the city for that as well. So this is a massive one. It's not just now a studio or a small 1-bedroom you can buy. You have the ability to get into a 2-bedroom property for this as well. And this is a massive game changer for first-time home buyers. And I'm well behind this policy in terms of making a good step forward to allow those younger generation to be able to get into the market. Now, when it comes to the pre-sale market, the pre-construction market, those homes are always sold at a premium, typically 5 to 10% above what market value is today, because they're going to be sold or the project will complete in 2 to 4 years down the road. So you pay a bit of a premium based off of today's value, but you're getting a brand new product that hopefully has appreciated in the time that it's been built as well. Property transfer tax exemption previously was at a threshold of $700,000. They have now increased that by a big amount, where that threshold is now going to be anything under $1.1 million for a pre-construction property. You will not pay property transfer tax. And then there will be a small sliding scale between $1,100,000 and $1,150,000 of what you'll pay in that range, and then you'll have to pay the full amount above that. Now, big key here is that all these factors are going to take effect on April 1st, 2024. So if you've already purchased a home and it is going to complete prior to April 1st, then you're under that $835,000 threshold, I'd recommend seeing if it is possible in any way to move that completion date after April 1st, so you can save hopefully thousands of dollars for yourself. And if you are going into any sort of negotiation and put in an offer on properties in the very near future, or you're in that process, do whatever you can to have a completion date of April 1st or after to take advantage of these huge savings that you are going to get. If you have any questions about this whatsoever, please go right down in the description below this video and reach out to me. Call me, text me, email, or schedule a Zoom call, and I'd love to be able to have a chat about what your situation is, or if you're just thinking about buying that first home, and even if it's a couple years down the road, having a conversation now can help you understand the process, how to get ready, how to make yourself look better in the eyes of credit and banks and all that side of things, to be able to ensure that all your ducks are in a row, so that when you are ready, it is a smooth transition and you understand what that process looks like, because you've done the homework and you've done that preparation in advance. And I'd love to be able to help guide you through that. So if you want to have that conversation, or if you're in a situation right now and you need that second opinion, please reach out, and I'd love to be able to have that chat with you. Have an amazing day. See you on the next video, and it is time to live the Vancouver life.